I'm Jane Pauley. Please join us when our trumpet sounds again next Sunday morning.
I'm Margaret Brennan in Washington, and this week on Face the Nation, mindful of the upcoming midterm elections, the Trump administration moderates its tone on deportations while ramping up efforts to undermine confidence in our election process. With an eye towards November and an ear filled with Republican and voter concerns about the deaths of Minnesota residents Renee Good and Alex Preddy at the hands of federal immigration agents, President Trump concedes that lessons might have been learned about the way deportation roundups were conducted in Minneapolis.
I learned that maybe we can use a little bit of a softer touch, but you still have to be tough. These are criminals. We're dealing with really hard criminals.
With congressional efforts to agree on reforms tied to DHS funding stalled, we'll talk to a Texas Republican congressman, Tony Gonzalez. His district is home to that family detention facility that housed 5-year-old Liam Ramos and his father last month. Plus, President Trump prods Republicans to nationalize voting, a move that prompts pushback from Democrats and state election officials. And what is behind the FBI's seizure of 2020 election records from Fulton County, Georgia? We'll talk to the top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee, Mark Warner, and elections expert David Becker. Finally, we'll talk to former FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb about the alarming spread of measles around the U.S. and get his take on evolving vaccine protocols. It's all just ahead on Face the Nation. Welcome to Face the Nation. We begin this morning with the top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee, Virginia's Mark Warner. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Margaret.
I want to talk about elections and security. Back on January 28th, the FBI went to Fulton County, Georgia, and seized ballots and 2020 voting records linked to the presidential election. The Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, then was spotted outside the elections office, and she argued that her presence there had been personally requested by the President of the United States, and she had broad statutory authority to coordinate, integrate, and analyze intelligence related to election security. What would justify her involvement? Is there any foreign nexus that you have been informed of?
We have not been informed of any foreign nexus. The job of the Director of National Intelligence is to be outward-facing about foreigners, not about Americans. And remember, many of the reforms that were put in place actually took place after the Watergate scandal under President Nixon, where a president was directly involved in certain domestic criminal activities that appeared with the Watergate break-in. And my fear in this case is it almost seems Nixonian. You know, if the president asked Gabbard to show up down in Georgia on a domestic political investigation. First of all, how would he know about the search warrant even being issued? That's not his job. And then to have the Director of National Intelligence down there, which is totally against her rules, unless there is a foreign nexus. And she has not indicated any foreign nexus to us to date.
There's been no communication with the committee whatsoever on this issue?
We have asked.
Okay.
We then subsequently found that this was not the first time she was involved in domestic activities. She went down and seized some voting machines in Puerto Rico earlier in the year. Again, we had no knowledge of that. And then the question of what she was doing in Georgia, there's been 3 or 4 different stories since it broke. First, she said the president asked, then the president said he didn't ask her, then he said it was Pam Bondi, the attorney general. So we don't have the slightest idea, other than the fact that the whole thing